All right, here we go. Temperatures in the low 80s here at the lunchtime hour. We have settled into a nice groove here over the last several days. As I mentioned, humidity values are just a little bit lower than they have been the past couple of afternoons, which does help. As we talk about this a lot, that cools the mornings down a little better. And then when things heat up in the afternoon, it's a little more tolerable. But, you know, this is really pretty good for your outdoor plans right now. 83 downtown in Tulsa, 83 Eufaula and Stigler, 85 McAllister, Muskogee, 83 in Bartlesville. Those dew point values, so that's the measure of moisture at the surface, dew points down into the lower 60s in most spots. This time of the day, they kind of come up a little bit and then they fall back during the afternoon. But that's not just super muggy. And as far as the change in dew points, over the last 24 hours, we are down on those a bit. So once again, that just means that we're right in that range where it's just a little slightly humid, mainly because there's not much wind to cool us off. But we were living up in this range a few days ago. So that helps even more if you have outdoor plans through the afternoon. Also means that we don't really have that heat index factor. Temperature 83, heat index 84. Winds very light. So we've had a northeast breeze pretty much all week, but that lighter east-southeast wind sticks with us today. If you're going to be on the field after school for kids that maybe got some after-school football practice later this afternoon, this evening, very warm temperatures, light winds, no real main hazards. Of course, you still need to be monitoring heat stress. Even wind temperatures, have gotten into a reasonable range here, even in the upper 80s. If you're overexerting yourself and aren't, paying attention and cooling yourself down, still need to be careful with that. But of course, it's nothing like some of the 100-degree readings we had earlier this summer. Upper 80s to near 90 for our highs today. May stay in the mid-80s around Grove, Grand Lake, Tahlequah, some of those spots that are typically a little cooler than everyone else. I think tomorrow morning, I hope you were able to get outside for at least a little bit this morning because it was very nice. We had quite a few spots that dropped into the upper 50s. Most of us in the low 60s again tomorrow morning, but all the typical cooler spots around, say, Creek County, Osage County, Washington County, up around Grand Lake, a lot of those spots that get a little cooler than everyone else, we'll probably have some upper 50s on the map again. And tomorrow afternoon, basically the same story. It has been rinse and repeat essentially all week. I do think tomorrow we're a couple degrees hotter, upper 80s to a few low 90s to wrap up the week. Of course, tomorrow night, big night for Friday Night Football all across Green Country, but here in the Tulsa Metro, there's, of course, the Patriot Bowl, Owasso and Broken Arrow. A little warm before kickoff, or up to kickoff. We'll be still in the upper 80s at the kickoff time frame, falling into the low 80s. And also the Backyard Bowl with Jinx and Union. Nose temperatures basically identical. Of course, it's going to be pretty uniform as far as temperatures go between those two games. Upper 80s for kickoff, low 80s by the fourth quarter. Bluegrass and Chili Festival in Wagner. About the same story, upper 80s, nearing 90 on Friday, about 91 on Saturday, so some very warm conditions. And then we track in that cold front by the tail end of the weekend. So here's Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. We're in the low 90s. That front's just toward north and west. Looks like Saturday night that front is sliding in later in the night. Might be by kind of the end of the TU football game. Saturday night as that front pushes in, that's when we'll pick up the north winds. Not a lot of rain with that front, though. We definitely need more rain, but there's not a lot of moisture for this front to work with. We will get a cool down, though. So after low 90s Friday, low 90s Saturday, here comes Sunday. Gusty north winds, slight chance for showers, but high only around 80 to the low 80s. Check out Monday morning. We drop back into the 50s area-wide. Highs Monday in the 80s. A couple-day cool down there, but just keep in mind that it's kind of short-lived. The heat will bounce back mid to late next week.